What would Adam Sandler as Family Jewels 7X say?
I don't know. Buy my book.
Also featuring Owen Wilson as Jonathan Young.
Oh my god. No, Owen Wilson is Adriana. I'd see it.
Jesus, who would play Rich?
Steve Buscemi.
Well, welcome back to BoyFlop, everybody.
Not even there. Don't fucking welcome the thing.
Well, hurry up.
Hello.
Get your second mayonnaise
Hello.
sandwich.
My
ready.
name is Family Jewels 7X. Jonathan Young isn't here right now.
Hi everybody. Welcome to I think this is BoyFlop 15. I don't fucking know.
Hi. It's
I don't know.
Shit.
hi.
We missed the last BoyFlop
Because MAGfest.
Yeah, and I honestly I feel bad because I didn't even post about it or anything.
You just didn't acknowledge it at all.
No.
Like, whatever. You just posted "fuck you" on the SoundCloud.
To be honest, I feel like most of our listeners, as of right now, follow us closely enough that they kind of picked up on
Right.
Or they were at MAGfest themselves.
Right. It's between the three of us, if they watch BoyFlop, they probably follow one of us enough to have seen at least one tweet that we were...
Or your stupid fucking announcement video with Richie B and Family Juice 9.
Yeah,
What is that what you called me?
Yeah.
No, it was because I announced MAGfest and then...
Yes, this is 15. I literally had to look it up.
Nice.
Okay.
At the end of my announcement video, I just had this little Comic Sans just title at the end saying, "Hey, catch me at this panel featuring Jonathan Long, Family Juice, 7X, Richie B, Tuna Scret, Toxicity."
And then someone made up called Better Greg.
Better Greg.
No, you literally called him Family Juice 9.
And fucking Evan, our buddy Thunder Scott, was really mad. He was like, "Who's Better Greg?" And I was like, "You haven't met him?" Every time I brought it up at MAGfest, he was like, it was like,
it's easy to upset Evan.
oh, he was just like, "Stop."
Yeah.
It's funny.
That's when we had our collab, when we did we did not this past Halloween, but the one before that, we did Spooky Scary Skeletons, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna release it and put the download up for free, but I didn't change the name, so I called it Spooptown Final.wave. And he got really mad at me. And then our stupid artist friend Darren downloaded it and kept playing it live on his stream, but wouldn't change the name. So every time I play it, it's just now playing Spooptown Final.wave.
Oh no.
Funny.
I feel like everybody would feel differently about all their favorite artists if they could see the name of the files.
Fuck one, fuck two, fuck this one, fuck this actually one.
There was a tweet from Nate Wants to Battle where he it was just it was a picture of his screen because it told him that
I saw that.
I saw that too.
Punch to the keyboard JPEG or whatever was already a thing.
So it was when you need to format your hard drive,
or at least just clean up your desktop.
Need to actually make file names.
That's the struggle back even back in the early 2000s, playing RuneScape, because it'd be enter a name and it'd be I just want to fucking play it, and I'd spam the keyboard and be that name's taken.
Yeah, but and then you can't fucking remember it.
Yeah, then you do get something and it's a fucking, I don't know.
That's my thing with passwords is I feel as time goes on, passwords are so much harder to the password.
You gotta be secure,
right? I don't know. I've actually started using those fucking password generators and stuff.
Those are good.
Yeah.
Oh, those are good.
I've been kind of hesitant about it, but literally I've had a password I've used forever, and obviously I have 3, but I have one main one or whatever.
Right.
But and it doesn't back then it had enough characters, it had enough stuff. But
now
pretty much
it
worked for everything. Everything needs a fucking letters, a number, a special character.
Well, you know why,
letter.
right? It's in your best interest.
Well, I know it's in my best interest, but it's just
especially if it's if you're doing a PayPal account, you don't want your password to be 123 but or something like that. That'll
that's
get
literally
that's really bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, at my previous job when I was a network admin, we forced everyone every month to change their password to log in, and it had to be something they didn't use before. So history requirements. One capital letter, one special character, one number, at least 8 characters long, and everyone gets so irritated. And it's Yo, look, we're dealing with fucking video files from Netflix and AMC. If someone hacks us and we lose $5 million, you'll feel a lot worse than if you were to just not fucking change your password. Like, I don't know.
I don't think it's that big of a deal with stuff like PayPal and stuff, but when it's just like...
Well, with PayPal, that's like your fucking bank.
Yeah, that's my bank. I mean, I'm okay with that, like, making that secure. I don't know, like... I feel like a lot of people...
Oh, I see what you mean, yeah.
Yeah, when it's something like my fucking... I don't
like
know.
Facebook or something.
Like
Facebook
fucking
account.
Habbo Hotel. I'm not going to make fucking like
Right.
A uppercase B question mark. I don't know.
Well, and especially when it's on an app and they ask you to log in, it's like, by the time I remember what my secure password was and type it in, my phone's at 50% battery.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but yeah. I've actually been like, because normally I'm shit about organizing all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like normally I'm so bad at that, but like surprisingly for like my music stuff, I have like one master folder that I've got it backed up and shit, but I have one folder that I'm just like going up from 0 and like chronologically doing all my covers. So I have like one folder that's like the master wave file folder, and I've got just like fucking
smart.
like 9, like it starts at like I think it starts at like 01 I'll make a man out of you or something, and then it goes up I'm at like 90 now or something.
Damn.
I don't know.
So that's like 90 total covers you've done?
Cool. But then there'll be like I'll like fuck up a mix, but I won't be able to change it because like it's in use on my or whatever, like it won't let me delete it because it's already like copying, and so I'll have like 81, 81.5,
nice,
81.75, and it's like
yeah, I don't know, like
my organization is just a mess.
Mine too. Like I keep wanting to like be a lot more organized. Like I have everything organized, like as far as like my when I did like the years of YouTube, like I did year 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Those are very organized. Like,
but is it just like all your project files and WAV files in like one folder or anything like that?
Yeah, pretty well. Each one had its own folder. So like every cover has like a folder inside. Like GoldenEye has like that was like my first video on YouTube. You go to year 1, GoldenEye, and then I have like video files, audio files, and then I go into the audio files.
Yeah.
Like,
well, that's
really,
the way you should do it,
right?
Because like a lot of I feel like the way that like a lot of DAWs like lend themselves, and a lot of like people start off is like everything's just in one folder.
Yeah.
Because that's how I started, and that's a fucking mess. Because then you're like deleting takes and redoing takes, but those old files are left over.
Yeah.
And then you have like multiple gigs of shit just sitting around, and I don't know. That's the way you do it is the way I do it, and that's like fine. Like,
and then. So first you get your DAW like Logic or Pro Tools putting everything in a session folder, and Logic like compiles it into the actual project file, which is cool. But then if you do 100 takes and delete them, and you don't go into the actual Logic project file manager and delete them, then those are still in the project file. And then you use a plugin like Melodyne where it's actually rendering audio. Yeah. And then Melodyne wants to put all of the Melodyne audio files in a separate folder on your computer. And I didn't even know this until after my second Disney album. So I'm like backing up my hard drive to move over to a new computer, and I realize. Or no, that's not even what it was. I ran out of space on my hard drive because Melodyne was default saving to my fucking boot drive or some shit.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, like all of the rendered out pitch corrected audio files, like Melodyne was like rendering them and saving WAV files.
And then you had the old ones laying around that are essentially like effectively useless.
Yeah. So what ended up happening is I was literally like fucking playing Sherlock Holmes when I was fucking cleaning up my hard drive, because I had to like right click on I was like, okay, here's my hard drive. Let's individually find out how much space this folder's taking up. That's not very much. How much is this taking up?
Oh, that
I went down the list, and then I found, okay, this folder is like whatever fucking...
It's like a million
gigs.
It's
like a million gigs. Now let's go into that folder and check all these folders and find the one that has all like 90% of the gigs. And I did that until I came across this Melodyne folder, and I was like, oh!
You know what you could have used to make that like so much easier?
There's
There's a program called Space Sniffer, which like there's a lot of things that like like give you a list of all the most full or whatever.
Isn't that the one that has like the thing that puts it in blocks?
Yes, it's visual, which
yeah.
I think is really, really cool. So it actually it's like this window and it shows you like the actual blocks of folders on your computer.
See, I used to use shit like that, but I would always be worried that like if I hit the wrong button, it would like start automatically cleaning up whatever it thinks isn't important.
No, absolutely not. I don't know.
There back in the day there was some point like
it still gets scary. Like I like fucking a little while ago I lost some stuff on like an old hard drive and I was trying to use like a hex editing program like WinHex to like go through literally just like the mapped out fucking binary of my drive trying to find the corrupted data and recover it.
Yeah.
And like that's like, hey, if you try to do the wrong thing or copy one bit somewhere else, you're fucked completely.
Yeah, yep.
So it's scary. And I don't have a backup right now. I really need to get like an external and back all my shit up.
I have 3 externals and I need to be more on top of backing them up. But
like our friend Suko, who we just got done hanging out with at MAGfest last year.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah, we have plenty of stupid ass MAGfest stories, but the point is like his computer like completely crashed in its entirety last year, and he lost everything. And that's just like the worst nightmare. Like you just like turn your computer on one day, and it's like, haha, fuck you. Everything's gone.
That's why I'm so paranoid about data, because like the first original album that I did before I started my YouTube channel, I had like 70% of the album recorded and my hard drive like fell on the ground and stopped working and I lost all of it. And it turned out to be like a blessing in disguise, because it was like, oh, now when I re-record all of this shit, I'm gonna try some stuff different. And I actually ended up deciding to try live drums, and I learned a lot about producing. But anyway,
I actually had I guess I can talk about this now, because I mean, this was a bunch of years ago, and I kind of kept it on the down low. But I actually started working on a Super Meat Boy album.
Oh shit!
And I got like I got a decent amount of it just arranged. I didn't really get much recorded, but it was all gonna be the Dark World themes from Super Meat Boy and stuff. Because like I didn't end up doing any of those in like my medleys or any of my covers. And it was already kind of late. Like the hype was already like way down by the time I started it. But yeah, I got like 4 songs in or whatever, and then I lost fucking everything.
Yeah.
And then by that time I was just like, whatever. And like I know even now people would definitely like love to hear it and love to buy it or whatever, but like I'm kind of at the point now where it's just like, I mean, I could use my time working on stuff that like I haven't even played Super Meat Boy in like 3 or 4 years. So.
Yeah, I on top of other things.
Right.
I read this article talking about like just the way that we use data, and it sort of it was a really weird article, because it started talking about like, oh well, what if we don't have a way to read JPEG format in 50 years? Then every JPEG will be useless and we'll have lost everything.
Why is
it was
that a
like
thing?
this. It was this really weird article talking about like, well, what if something happens and like we stop being able to read a certain type of format, in the same way that all vinyls that are older than a certain year are going to be useless after they age a certain amount, because like just the way that it decays or something like that.
Yeah, but that's analog versus digital. Right. Whoever wrote that is a silly person.
Well, it was just about like, oh well, we would have to relearn how to read JPEG format files.
If it's just a hypothetical, then yeah, but it's like a JPEG's a JPEG. Right. We'll lose the technology.
Right, but it was this. It just made me think, like, even if your computer doesn't crash, like I used to run Pro Tools, which all you audio nerds out there, I use a program to produce my music called Logic now. I used to use a program called Pro Tools, and I did the first year of my YouTube stuff all on Pro Tools. And
Pro Tools sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah. I would not recommend anybody using Pro Tools.
Same would not recommend it.
It used to be like a buzzword, kind of like T1 internet. Like that's actually bad. Like Pro Tools used to be like, oh, we're so good. No, it's bad. Don't use it.
We have friends that would disagree with us saying that, but
I think Jack uses Pro Tools. But the thing with
does he?
I think so.
But he's like a trained engineer, and they like make you use Pro Tools. Same with Suko. Suko loves Pro Tools, but he's also like
to each their own, I guess. Like it's just a DAW. Like you can make it work.
I always tell people like everybody will tell you to use a different DAW, but
the weird thing, I don't know if you guys have kind of seen this, but like I feel like Pro Tools kind of became like, I don't know, like the Kleenex tissues, or like what, pretty much the brand name that means the thing that it is. It's like, some people wouldn't say like what is it, like, instead of scan something or fax something, they'd say like, oh, Xerox that for you.
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean. Like, it used to be like,
just like, yeah, like, oh, let me put that in. Like, are you gonna put that through Pro Tools? It's like, I'm gonna put it through Adobe.
A lot of producers will tell you that Pro Tools is only still alive because of their name.
Right.
And
I believe it.
I could go on for 20 minutes about how my little downfall of realizing how much I didn't want to use Pro Tools, but I won't. But long story short,
yeah.
I had all of these Pro Tools 10 project files, and I built a new computer that I wanted to use Pro Tools on. But in order to get the new computer running the right operating system, I had to upgrade the operating system on my old computer, which had all these Pro Tools project files. And as it turns out, Pro Tools 10 isn't compatible with most of my plugins on the operating system that I had to upgrade to.
Really?
So what ended up happening, long story short, I didn't know this, so I upgraded my operating system. There was more or less no going back. I think I could go back if I really had to, but I had a year worth of project files for all my old Disney covers that I could have saved stems to so that I could remix them later. But as soon as I upgraded the operating system and like transferred everything or whatever, suddenly I can't open those files anymore because they made Pro Tools 10 completely incompatible with the new operating system.
That's really dumb. I mean, I feel like if any company would be compatible, it'd be the one that like everybody fucking knows.
Well, and that's why everybody hates Avid, is because Avid is one of those companies that literally makes you pay for customer support.
Oh God, really?
Yeah,
Jesus.
They make you pay like $50 for like 3 customer support tickets that you
that.
can. Oh yeah. So if you're not already trained to use Pro Tools, you're fucked.
It sounds like, from what I'm gathering, like Pro Tools is generally just used by like actual like enterprise level like producers and stuff. Because that's when paying for technical support makes sense. Right. But for just like little fucking idiots like us, that's not feasible.
Well, here's the thing though. Pro Tools, first of all, Pro Tools is paranoid about people stealing their shit. And it results in a terrible customer experience because you have to jump through all these fucking hoops.
They have like DRM bullshit. Don't you have like a physical thing, like a box?
An iLock.
Yeah. God.
Yeah, it's a USB stick that you have to have plugged in at all times.
Those are fun.
I have to deal with those.
Yeah, you have Cubase,
If you're using a MacBook that only has 3 USB ports, and one of your USB ports is for your audio interface, which is a must-have, and another one of your audio
MIDI
ports
keyboard
is for your MIDI keyboard, then where am I going to plug in my external USB mouse so that I'm not fucking getting carpal tunnel in my wrists?
Yeah.
You can't. You have to buy a USB hub that doesn't work.
Right.
Because USB hubs are fucking dumb.
Yeah.
And anyway.
IRQ requests.
Yeah. I don't know. So I mean, like, I guess long story short is just like, especially with like audio stuff, like just because you don't have the one that everybody uses is just like...
Well, it's not the one. It's just the one everybody talks about.
Yeah.
Or at least they used to. Pretty much when I hear about it now, everyone's just like, oh, it sucks.
Pro Tools... Right. Pro Tools,
there are
use Reaper.
I guess there are options is what I feel like.
The only thing that Pro Tools is good for is for dealing with the incredibly processor intensive 100-track
like
consoles.
Huge overhead projects.
Yeah. The hardware that you hook up to the computer that's like hundreds of thousands of dollars, that's what you use Pro Tools for. But nobody fucking uses that anymore.
The enterprise level bullshit.
Yeah, it's stupid. Anyway.
Cubase is pretty good for that stuff too, but I mean the problem with I think Cubase tries to be Pro Tools a little bit, but and gets most of it right, like, and better.
Yeah.
But the problem with Cubase I found is that they don't do anything about their bugs. Yeah. There's like apparently like there's this one bug where like when you
love Reaper.
Yeah.
They have an update like every week.
If you're a new producer, check out Reaper.
Yeah, and Reaper's free for the most part, kind of.
It's completely free, and if you feel like being a nice guy, then you can buy it and the nag screen goes away.
Yeah.
The people at Reaper are fucking awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, Mixcraft was kind of the one that I used when I was getting into it, and they were like Mixcraft was like, I usually compare that to pretty much a PC equivalent to like GarageBand.
Yeah.
But I remember Mixcraft is like $60, pay it once and have it forever.
Doesn't it come with a bunch of dope plugins too?
Yeah,
It comes with like a bunch of really good VSTs.
Honestly, like it has probably my favorite sitar VST I've ever heard, and it's free.
Of the like 3 that you've tried, probably.
That's what I like about Logic though, is that like Logic is $200, which is like mid-range price for DAWs, but like you buy it and it's on your Apple account forever, and you can download it onto any Apple computer that you own, and it comes with some of the best virtual instruments and some of the best built-in plugins, and it's so fucking ergonomic. Like, say what you want about Apple, like they have some shitty stuff that they do, but like when it comes to like building ergonomic fucking programs, like they know their shit.
Yeah,
so like,
they make their shit's all designed to be incredibly accessible, and that's how they work. But what's interesting is just like you can delve super fucking deep into it too, and 90% of people will gloss over all of that stuff because it's just like, all I need is this.
There's literally a checkbox that you could in the Logic
advanced
settings.
mode or something.
Yeah, it's literally called like show advanced shit.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like, okay, that's what I click, and now we're good.
Like with Reaper, it was like I was using it and I had the nag screen, and it was like very politely being like, hey, if you like this program, then you can buy it. And like finally, like this is before I even took YouTube seriously. I had already done like 10 covers or something. I was like, it's $60 for a lifetime license, and these guys are rad. I'm just gonna fucking buy it.
Yeah.
For a professional license, it's like $20,000 though.
Really? What does that give you?
I have no idea, but like past a certain profit or something, like, or maybe it's backwards, like past a certain profit like threshold, they're like, if you're making this much money off of our program, you really need to buy the professional version. And it's like a huge amount. I'm not sure exactly what it like warrants.
I don't think it's $20,000, but it's up there.
It's up there. It's like pricey. I think it's like after you make like fucking a shitload. Pretty much what they're implying is if you're Hans Zimmer, please buy this like professional grade program.
Right, but Hans Zimmer can afford to pay that much.
Exactly.
Yeah, I doubt he actually.
I don't know. DAWs are stupid. Music is stupid.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like it's tough. Like, I mean, we did a panel at MAGfest, and again, we'll talk about that. I love that we just went to this like fucking week long like DEF CON, and we come back and we start talking about like fucking file names, like and passwords.
Welcome to BoyFlop.
Fucking
we talk about the things that matter.
Yeah, no, one of the things that I felt like a lot of people were. Maybe not this time around so much. Like I've done panels like the one we did. We did a panel pretty much just called, YouTube covered whatever.
Boys.
Boys sit at a desk and talk.
Yeah. And one question I usually get a lot is just, and maybe it's just I answered it in the beginning, was pretty much like I don't know, like how to get into it. You know what I mean? Like, cause like that's
how to break into the scene, man.
Well, not even how to break into the scene, but how to get started. Because like I feel like everybody I know who listens to music has had the idea of like, yo, what if this song was like this? Oh, I hope somebody makes it. And then every once in a while, there's somebody who comes along and says like, fuck it, nobody's done it.
I'm gonna be the one. That's literally how I started my channel.
I started too. And fucking, I don't know. But then like, there's so many different things. I mean, music shit is so expensive.
Yeah.
It's so hard. There's so many like things that
there's
are
so many facets of like everything that we do.
There's so many
like
things
really
that
involved.
are air quotes really good that cost $800 fucking dollars.
I think I'm gonna make a video series.
Do.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna make a video series and just sit down and be like, look,
step one.
Here's the shit that I wish somebody would have told me when I started. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah,
I made a 10 video series.
I watched the mixing and mastering portion.
Right.
But yeah, I've thought about doing that on my channel as well. I'll be like, look, this shit sucks and has a lot of ins and outs. Like, but if you enjoy doing it like I do, then it's awesome.
It's so hard to find, like, because if you go on like audio producer forums, it's a fucking circle jerk. Yeah, like everyone's like, well, I like to use Pro Tools because it's higher processing. Oh no, well I like to use Cubase, and it's like
you're just slogging through people bitching.
But if you're trying to find out like what is a DAW. What is an audio interface?
Can I just use Audacity?
Right. Like, I remember the first audio interface that I bought. It was just like looking back on it now, it's the funniest fucking thing to think about because I didn't know how to set up the playback device in Pro Tools.
Yeah.
So I bought I heard from my friend who was about to go to the same music school that I needed an audio interface. So I went out and I bought one, and I talked to the guy at Guitar Center, and he told me, yeah, you need to get one of these. And I was like, okay. And I got exactly the one that he recommended that I buy, and I came home and I plugged it in, and I couldn't get it to work right. So I called Sapphire customer support for the interface, because Lord knows I tried calling Pro Tools, but they made me type in my customer support key, which I didn't have because I'm a new fucking producer, and Pro Tools doesn't want to support new producers. Yeah, I think I was like 7 or 18 at the time.
Sir, my box isn't working.
So first of all, already I was turned off to fucking Avid, the company that makes Pro Tools, because I'm this fresh-faced, eager producer, and they're not telling me how to use their shit.
Yeah.
But then, so I call the guy that works at the interface company, and I'm like, "Hi, I just bought this interface, and I'm not sure how to make Pro Tools recognize it." And he was kind of like, "Oh, you got to set it up as a playback device." I'm like, I like tried to like play it off like, right, of course, yeah, okay.
Can you come over to my house and help me?
No, he was like, okay, so you go up to the top bar, you click on playback settings, and then you select the interface. And I was like, oh, it's working now. Thank you very much. It was like, but like now it's like we all fucking know how to do that. I mean, it's like that's like elementary. It's like you fucking.
But that's like a single step in like it's this novel of steps. Though
you put the key in the ignition and you put the car in drive. Like it was as if I called up Honda and asked them how to start the car.
Yeah,
you know. But like nobody tells you that in the audio production world. So it's like I don't know. I feel like I just want to like. I feel so bad because I see all these people that want to get started, and I'm thinking to myself, which of these hurdles is going to make them trip? Right. You know?
Yeah. Well, it's I feel like they're probably, what were you saying?
I was going to say, like, just like starting out, like everyone's going to be like really awkward and stuff. Like, and like, I don't like, none of us are like perfect at it right now either. But like, I remember starting out, like, I didn't do anything really in terms of mixing other than like panning and volume.
Oh, yeah.
And everything. I was just like, whatever, that shit's for nerds. I don't need to do. And then like, I don't know, like I actually found it super interesting, and that's why it's good. But like, it's just a lot of steps and a lot of crazy shit that goes into it.
Yeah, I fucking love that shit. But
like, see, like it's addictive. Like figuring out how to shape your sound. It's really cool. And not everyone can do that. Like, not everyone can just be like sit there and be like, this is fucking cool to do that.
Sometimes I feel like that's like the one of the portions of what we do that I like can't stand. Like, honestly, like shaping sound and mixing is one of those things that is just always like the worst for me. And I feel like it's just mostly because like I feel like I've done a lot of mixing in the early days where I kind of had this stubborn mentality of just saying I'm not gonna do presets, I'm gonna make all my own shit, and like because of that I feel like I've had a lot of like really bad mixes. So I think it's just a straight up,
we all have, dude.
Well, I think it's just,
and that's what I'm
up,
saying is if you start off like shit.
I think I just hate doing things that I'm bad at, and I feel like everybody does.
But like not only that, but like there's this mentality where like because like I'm with both of you. Like I definitely love like if it's sounding good, but I want to make it sound better, then it's like fuck yeah, like, this is cool.
I feel like now, or if I were to go to add on to that, if I were to like go up to my like fucking DAW and like sit there and open like the fucking like EQ and be like, okay, now listen to this, and then do like fucking minus 0.25 decibels, like a little tiny notch, and then like listen, like you both just like fucking clapping and like hooting and hollering behind me because it sounds cool. Like,
but then like I think what you're saying, Joe, like after 8 hours, and it still doesn't sound the way you want it to sound, but you know exactly what you want it to sound like.
Then
it's like, fuck this, man. I'm gonna fucking play in dive bars instead of doing this shit. I mean, it's like, I don't know.
I'm gonna be a dentist instead. I'm gonna be equally as stressed.
I don't think people realize just how tough that shit is.
No, I feel like that could be said about most professions.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, like,
but it's easy. Yeah, it's easy to overlook.
Right. Well, anyways, I felt like that was probably a good transition to get to talk about like MAGfest and like our panel and stuff.
MAGfest.
Well, yeah. So those of you who don't know,
Swagfest.
We went to a con in the past week in National Harbor, Maryland.
We got back yesterday.
But we all got back yesterday. And it's called MAGfest, and it's literally my favorite con. I've been to quite a few, and it stands for music and gaming. So I mean, that's kind of our thing. So I got to perform on the main stage finally, and then these all three of us got on a panel about pretty much what we were just talking about, which is just making YouTube covers and
with
stuff.
our friends Evan and Jack, also known as Thunder Scott and Toxic X Eternity.
Who has been on was on the last BoyFlop.
Yeah,
Jack's been on like 2 or 3, hasn't he?
He's been on 2, and we very much want to get Thunder Scott on BoyFlop as well.
It could happen this summer.
Yeah, we were trying. Like I was totally like thinking about if we had time, which was dumb because you don't have fucking time to do anything at MAGfest. Doing just like
this year.
a special like MAGfest edition, whatever, where we like because I brought
It's
my
like
interface.
50 people yelling in a room.
I mean, I have like 8 mic inputs. I'd totally be down to have just like a massive flop, but like
Yeah, well, see, like
That would have been a cluster.
that was like
if we kind of like put down ground rules or
we
something,
would just
it'd be funny.
we would just need to make time for it. But
That's the
like
thing.
that, I think that was like I think that's what would have made the difference between like my MAGfest being like 9 out of 10 versus 8 out of 10.
Do you want to talk about your MAGfest experience?
No. I wasn't gonna get into it, but just like I didn't make time for anything.
Right.
I just kind of like drifted, which was fine.
That's literally like what everyone does.
Yeah,
Like, you try to plan shit, and then you like I think I mentioned this. You run into someone, and you're like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And they say, "Well, we're going here." And then they run into someone. Then soon you have just a group of people who are wandering aimlessly and getting drunk.
Well, but I didn't prioritize enough. Like, I should have just put my foot down. Well, first of all, I should have looked at the goddamn schedule and been like,
honestly,
oh,
dude,
they're fucking playing Magic the Gathering in this room? Like,
Yeah.
fuck
Well,
yeah.
the schedule also had like typos everywhere, and like everything was all
But
fucked up.
honestly, like this was your first con, right?
Yeah.
That's literally everybody's first con. Is like,
Right.
like you're just overwhelmed with holy shit. There's like literally at every hour, there's like 4 things I would love to go do.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, during my set, I mean, there was a Nidhogg tournament.
Yeah.
And Ninja
I
Sex
heard about
Parties. I think their Q&A. So it was just like, dude, like shit. Like,
Right.
I mean, it sucks, but
I mean, like
And
there's
I had
like
a good
22,000 nerds crammed into a building.
Right. And I mean, there's always something to do at any given moment. And the fact that MAGfest is literally a 24-hour con. So
Which is fucking crazy.
it's so cool.
Yeah,
though.
this is, I guess what I meant is that, like, I definitely know what I'm going to do differently next year.
And next year it's
Yeah.
going to be the same thing. Next year you're going to go in a little bit more prepared.
Yeah.
You're still going to be overwhelmed with all the shit going on.
but
like,
next year I'm gonna remember, hey, this is what
right.
what I guess I did wrong, so to speak.
and you'll never get used to the Gaylord. Like the Gaylord doesn't make any fucking sense.
Well, and this year was also just weird because of the timing for me, because as I'm sure you guys know if you've been listening to BoyFlop, I have literally been sick all month. The only week that I wasn't sick was MAGfest.
Yeah. And then you got sick again.
Now I have a sinus infection, so I'm sick again. So it's just kind of been like, even though I was having a great time at MAGfest and getting drunk and meeting all these friends, it was also like, there was always YouTubers throw around the word or the phrase channel anxiety.
Yeah.
Like the whole time, even though I was having a good time, it was like, I don't have anything to upload this week. I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
So
I literally like for me, like I literally just made like the fastest cover I could. That's literally like a 30-second loop, because that's what the original song's like. But it's really cool. Like it's like a Jake thing. And then this week I'm not gonna have a cover, just as a heads up in case anyone didn't figure that out yet. Just I don't know. I'm like too tired and had some other shit that I was dealing with, which I don't think I can talk about that yet. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I've been sleeping like the entire day. Honestly, it's just like recouping.
You like came into my room at like 6, and you were like,
yeah, and I went to bed at like pretty fucking early last night for me at least. Like it's just like MAGfest just for me every year is like
it slays. Like
even
even
if you give yourself enough time to sleep, like you're
still
don't
gonna be
get
exhausted.
Yeah, like I miss so much shit. Like I miss a lot of stuff too. Like and I don't know.
I don't know, man. Like I keep hearing you guys like say stuff like, well, you're still not gonna sleep, but it's like my bed was so uncomfortable. Like I would have gotten at least 10 more hours of sleep total over the week if I had not been in that fucking terrible hotel. It was good. No, I had a shit ton of.
The Gaylord is like really good, and I know you kind of like you were talking about getting another place, like, But I
if I
feel
could
like
get the Gaylord, I could.
dude,
but it sounded like even the people that were waiting on the minute couldn't get rooms at the Gaylord.
yeah, I mean, yeah, who knows?
Those were like sold out instantly.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like a matter of like who's doing it though. Like for me, because I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna get a full night's sleep, and someone would be like, hey, so and so has a panel at 9 a.m. I'd be like, well, fuck, it's 6 a.m. now, and I want to see that, so I guess I'm getting up in 3 hours.
Right.
Hey man, I mean, if you do a fucking panel or a show, I mean, they might be able to put you up in the Gaylord. I mean, show, like, I know, like, you were talking about how the show might be weird just because of like what you do, like as far as not being video game music or whatever.
I was mentioning to Jules that like, and again, like I had a fucking amazing time, but we all did. I did feel like the only musician there that doesn't do video game covers, which isn't like, it's fine because I fucking love that scene and I love all the people that I've met through that scene, but it's still like, I probably wouldn't be asked to play.
Honestly,
well, I mean, like Psycho Stick played.
Yeah,
they're not really a game band,
but they're also a very big deal.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like
not a game band.
I don't know. I like for my first MAGfest, they had like, I can't remember the name of the performers, but they have like this Mag Prom thing, right? And they have I don't know if they still have this group, but I think they were like they had like a banjo, like they were almost like a folk band play, and they just did covers of like 80s and 80s. I can't fucking remember the name of it. Somebody in the comments of this should say who they were, but literally, apparently, like they were a really good band, and they were applying for a different con named MAGfest. Yeah. Like I think it was like Magnolia Fest or something like that. So, but then MAGfest was just like, you guys are rad, we're gonna take you. So then they just played cool. Mag Prom. So that's cool. I don't know. Like, I feel like you could do like they would eat up a set of like Disney songs.
I would love to play it.
Yeah, you probably could, like Ninja Sex Party played this year, and well, their content doesn't really revolve around video games that much anyway, but like they were debuting a bunch of their 80s cover songs. So they played Take on Me.
Yeah.
And well, like
good.
I'm not saying that I wouldn't do it. I'm just saying that
and we're just saying that you'd have a chance.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But I mean Ninja Sex Party is pretty fucking famous. Yeah. Like they're like C-list internet celebrities, whereas I'm a D-list internet celebrity. Yeah.
So they're the urinal cake as opposed to the turd in the toilet.
Exactly. And that's a big difference, you know.
Anyway, so like if any of the listeners are thinking of going to MAGfest,
do it.
We all highly recommend it. I mean, there's something there for literally fucking any nerd of any caliber,
and even like any non-nerd, you can find something to do. Even if you're just like a fucking like, if any of you listening consider yourselves this like a douchebag frat boy or something, you can still go and just get fucking hammered. and have fun.
And there's like literally just parties everywhere going on that you could just walk into. I mean, obviously be considerate if it's don't go into someone's room randomly and said, hey,
just,
this
like,
guy in the
shit
internet,
on their fucking
this guy on the internet said I can come over.
I think it did definitely. Like if I went to MAGfest without knowing anybody at MAGfest, I don't know if I feel like depending on the type of personality that you are, you would either have an amazing time or you would just shut down.
I don't think anyone would go to a con unless they went with somebody. I mean, that's.
I think there are like some people that go like just specifically because they like know it's a nerdy thing. Yeah. And like it's interesting because like I feel like, and this happened at SGC. I actually saw this happen, and SGC is another con similar to MAGfest for people listening. There'd be people who are obviously there like by themselves or like their mom dropped them off or something, and then like they'd be outside like fucking bewildered and wide-eyed, and they'd kind of slowly gravitate together like all these stray nerds to like this fucking, and then they just meet new friends, cool. And that's like it just happens.
Amoeba happen.
It's just everyone's like, I'm awkward. And everyone's like, we're all awkward. Fuck it. Like, it's cool.
Yeah, Too Many Games is kind of like that. That was another con called Too Many Games. But like there were so many just like actual children there. Like MAGfest is cool because like I feel like most of the people who go are generally over 18.
Around.
Yeah. Like 16, 17, but like the majority of it is like 21. So like chances are like, you run with a new crew, like I don't know. You're not gonna run with like a high school field trip or something weird like that. I guess all I'm saying is just like I feel like most of the people there are like pretty cool, and and the energy is. I feel like the energy at MAGfest is in the right place for the most part. And
Yeah,
that's what kind of
it's super
keeps
positive.
that's what kind of keeps it like the same, like just awesomeness every single year. Is just like the coordinators.
It's maintained by the people that go. Like it's
Right,
like,
yeah,
it's like
yeah.
everyone's like super passionate and like nerdy and cool.
Definitely. And not to say that Too Many Games isn't like that, but or any of these other cons.
It's
but
literally a daycare.
I feel like most cons are kind of more business oriented.
I was
than
gonna
Mag.
say, like, I've been to a couple different, and SGC once again is like
Yeah.
more similar to MAGfest. I think it's more just kind of like, hey, it's a bunch of your friends doing nerdy shit, hang out, and like there's some younger. But like I've been to like some cons like Great Bit Live, which is a little con in like my hometown back in Michigan, and like. And that's super just business oriented. Like it just felt like really rehearsed and kind of
Right, yeah, that's
kind of
kinda
just
how
like
PAX
buy
feels.
my book. Like
Right.
I don't know. Like I don't know. Cons are weird.
Yeah, like PAX kind of feels like that. And we'll talk about. I mean, we're Rich and I are about to go to GDC.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be pretty much business.
What does that stand for again?
Game Developers Conference.
Yes.
Okay, I'm mixing that up with GDQ.
Oh no.
I was
that's
like-
the opposite of business.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm tired and fucking sick, and I was thinking to myself, Quick doesn't start with C.
Yeah, they have spring. They're doing spring and fall games done quick now.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
No, we're going to GDC. Jules and I are, and then we're also going with their friends.
I'm nominated for an award.
Yeah, he's nominated for an award, and he gets to sit at the big boy table.
Yeah.
But we're going with our friends Ace Waters and Josiah.
Yeah, and Adriana.
Yeah.
And we're all gonna go. So if you're there, I mean, it's
If you're also a professional,
it's
idiot like
don't
we are.
go, don't. Obviously
GDC's not MAGfest.
Yeah, and it's also very expensive to get in. Like we're going for business kind of reasons. I mean,
Business drinking.
Yeah, that's the one thing is that, like, I feel bad for kids that really want to go to MAGfest, but they live on the other side of the country and can't afford the plane ticket.
well, there's plenty of other cons. I mean,
yeah, but-
TwitchCon's coming up. I mean, that's another one that's a little bit more business oriented, but that's going to be in San Diego this year, which is
oh boy.
We're probably gonna have some interesting guests on BoyFlop this summer. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. Anyways, like PAX East, Rich and I are gonna go to. John, you don't have to say whether or not you're going yet, but I know you had interest.
I would love nothing more than to be at a point with my career where I could go to every single con that I could.
Yeah.
I'm not at that point yet.
Yeah.
Next year, hopefully, like my goal is that without taking up too much time, my goal is to hit 500,000 subscribers and then take a year to fucking tour and go to cons and do all that shit. But like right now, like this is my year to fucking stick my head up my own ass and just spend the year recording.
Yeah. I mean, and there's also
The life of a YouTuber.
Yeah. I don't know, like there's even something to say about like if you do performances and stuff at cons, you can upload those to your channel and stuff. So I mean, you wouldn't have to like
I could make vlogs during the cons.
Then we would not be
Let's
friends.
go to VidCon.
Yeah.
No. Don't go to VidCon. It's bad.
Don't go to
they
VidCon.
have a talent show. You can apply for a slot. I had a couple people ask me if I was doing that, and I was like, I mean...
Yeah, I mean... Like I'd go. I mean, it's in LA, so it's not like
I'm
totally
curious.
Me too. Like all I've ever heard is like
videos. I've seen my friends, not my friends, but my friends,
Yeah.
who have vlog channels, and it seems like everyone with the selfie stick just looking around with their fucking camera.
Right. I was gonna say
And like
Yeah.
nobody's actually interacting, and it seems really forced and awkward.
Half of it is that, and the other half is British vlogger meetup Magoo.
Well, like I figure, like with all the people vlogging on their cell phones, it probably looks like a Nazi march or something because everyone's got like their arms
Like,
just straight out.
Yeah, like it's really. I feel like people would just like be running up and like being like, "Hey, say hi to my stupid vlog channel
Yeah.
where I have 5 people who will watch it in total," and it's really stupid.
I get that that's probably a really good like business thing for people who are trying to get into vlogging, but that's really not what we do. So.
And I don't want to hate on vloggers too much.
I'm not hating on vloggers. I'm
Yeah.
just saying that's not what we do.
There's just a lot
There's a lot of
people
bad
who are
ones.
really bad at
There are a
it.
couple of
There's a
good
couple-
ones.
You can
There's
say
a
that
couple-
about musicians too, but
Yeah.
like,
That is very true.
very true.
what I'm saying
That's
is like
very true.
I don't want to like again
The
like,
worst
this could be-
being Family Jewels 7X. Fuck that.
This
idiot.
could all
you're-
be construed as
You're very right though, and
I am.
I don't mean
Anyway.
to seem super negative, but there's a
No,
lot of
no.
useless vlog channels.
no, you're
I'm
right.
sorry.
Yeah.
Well, there are also
Well, but they're
useless
not-
music.
Ouch.
Let me play devil's advocate and
Fuck
say,
up.
Oh!
yeah,
It's
I
your
will-
boy Jonathan Jules.
No, in that. Well,
never
I mean, I
mind.
don't think the audience that vloggers are trying to go after are somebody like you. I mean, I feel like the
Who's their audience? Their mom?
14-year-old girls.
Well, no, I mean people who I feel like there's a
No, because
general,
there are entertaining vlog channels that anyone can sit down and be like, "That's rad."
Olin Rogers.
I feel like, I mean,
Like the point
Owen
of
Rogers
like,
is
I
more
feel like the point of a vlog
like
channel,
stories and stuff.
It's
though.
technically still vlogging though.
I guess, yeah.
Like I feel like the point of just a general vlog channel, not one that's like geared towards like like makeup or something like
Right.
that, is to be like, look, I do cool things, and you can kind of sort of live vicariously through me doing
Right,
cool
but-
things. But there are people who upload like to their vlog channels that are literally like, hey guys, I bought this bag of dog food. I got this one last
Well,
week too. The end.
it's-
if
it's
people
an-
like that person's personality, I think that's
It's an
that's
interesting-
personality of fucking drying paint.
That's your opinion.
It's an interesting commentary on the entertainment industry,
Right.
Because before that, like vloggers are the new radio show hosts that talk about nothing, but still have people calling in to talk about.
They can be.
Well, I
yeah.
mean, like you see these reality TV shows or talk shows or whatever where it's literally like, because like I at first like I'll be like, vloggers are fucking stupid for the most part, not all of them, but at first I'll be like, vlogging is fucking dumb, who would do that? But then I turn on the TV and I see Keeping Up with the Kardashians and The View and some of these radio shows or whatever, and I'm
Yeah.
like, actually it's not too different
yeah,
than
it's
the
like
rest
if
of the
person,
entertainment business.
If the person has something like interesting thoughts to offer,
Yeah.
like fucking look at Philip DeFranco.
Yeah.
You know, he sits in front of or like Boogie. They sit in front of a camera and talk,
Yeah,
and that's
Boogie's
because they
great.
have things to say that are interesting.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people that can't
Yeah.
do that, and they don't do interesting things, and they just take
But
up
they
space.
have nice cheekbones.
And there's
They have nice cheekbones and they have a British accent.
Right.
So all the girls fucking subscribe.
yeah. And
Again,
I
I
don't know.
think we're kind of
We're generalizing.
We're almost like specifying like this bigger problem on this tinier category. I mean, think
Exactly.
about all of the like fucking musicians that are going plink, 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 and they have like fucking
Yeah, you know what their purpose is, right?
what?
We giggle at them.
Yeah, true.
We're just like, hey, you played that wrong.
I mean, here's the reason why we get upset about bad vloggers is because we're YouTubers and they're YouTubers.
Right.
And the reason we don't sit here and bitch about Justin Bieber is because Justin Bieber is not working in the same medium that we are, and he's not in our sphere
Well,
of.
I wouldn't say that I
whatever.
like get upset about like bad vlogs. It's just like there's people who upload like daily vlogs and they do like the same thing every day, and I've seen plenty. And it's like I just sit there and I go, "What's the point?"
Well, there's
It's just like if you're not if it's 3 years of daily vlogs and you're still doing the same thing,
I mean, it could also be kind of like a self thing too. I mean, kind of like how I like.
maybe it's just deterred when I see these people say rate, karma, subscribe. but
Okay,
I don't
good.
know.
You do have.
well, for some people, it's just a day job.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know, like, because I could see if it's like, oh, I'm just chronicling every day of my life. That's pretty cool, but
Well,
I don't know.
mean-
At the same time,
well,
like
everything changes when you're getting a paycheck from it.
yeah.
Well, I was gonna say that like, what about the people who like, even though they're making vlogs about, just the same shit every day, like maybe they enjoy it.
Yeah.
Maybe they.
Yeah, and that brings up an interesting question of like artistic ethics, I guess.
Right,
With, like, if you're enjoying it, can you really be faulted for
No.
doing it? I guess.
No, you can't, because I mean, there's plenty of people that
I can still criticize it.
No, you're right. You're
I
right.
can still say it's fucking stupid.
you
I
can
don't
still
care
be
about
an
your dog
asshole
food.
and they
Yeah.
can- yeah. Well,
I can
I mean-
be a dick and just be like, hey, you suck.
in that
Well-
same regard, yeah.
But I mean, but then like, where does that leave the rest of us? You know, like where? I don't know. It's an interesting question of like why do we do this, and if like, I guess artistic subjectivity, like if they like sitting in front of a camera and being what I think is unentertaining, but they think it's unentertaining, or they think it is entertaining, and somebody that watches them thinks it's entertaining,
Well, that's kind of what I mean.
who am I to say that that I get to decide what entertaining means.
Well, no, but I mean, it's the same.
What it means to you, sure.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
It's just
why.
like,
That's
I have
why
the right to
Rich.
sit there and be like, this
Right.
sucks.
Yeah,
Exactly.
You do.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I mean, that was a weird segue, but
Can I'd just like to take a second to say fucking shout out to all the cool people that we met at MAGfest.
yeah, dude.
Whether or not you
Unless you have a vlog channel.
yeah,
Just
pretty
kidding.
much.
You're cool too, I guess.
musicians, animators, artists, content creators, fans. I met some of the coolest fucking people I've ever met, and they were just fans that ran into me.
Pretty much the internet gets together in a building, gets together in a building, and just like hangs out and then disperses. And yeah, everyone's like really fucking cool.
Yeah,
met a lot of cool people.
I'm always blown away by the people I meet, the people who come up to me like, "Hey, I listen to your music, and I'm also like a fucking like Marine." You know,
I'm also partially deaf. I'm just kidding.
Well, yeah, I don't know, like fucking, it's rad. Finally, like, I don't know, we sit in our rooms and we make our music and we do it in front of a camera and we do it with lights and whatever, but we don't really see our audience now. We're making our music, and then once it's out, we see little fucking pixels on the screen, little ones and zeros, or what you're saying.
130,000 is just a number until you actually meet
you
the kid
fucking
saying,
right.
You fucking inspired me to start playing guitar again, and then it's like, whoa, 130,000 is a lot of.
That's a lot of people.
Right.
That's a lot of people.
It's also it's really humbling just to be able to.
It's like when those folks like came up to Jewel, like you Jules, like both of us, like they came up and they were like, oh my god, blah blah blah, and like talked a little bit, and they were so genuinely like super excited just to like, I don't know, just to like be there and like talk. Like it was really cool.
Dude, this chick like started crying when she met me, and I was like, no, don't do that.
Just, I'm sorry, what did I do?
It was like, I don't know. It was weird, man.
Yeah,
like,
no.
I almost started tearing up because like this group of like 10, 16-year-olds came up to me, and they were so fucking sweet.
Yeah.
And like they were just like, oh, I fucking love your music, and I started playing guitar because of you, and like I love your stuff so much. And it was just this weird like, I remember when that was me.
Yeah,
when you were a
like,
16-year-old
yeah,
girl?
when I was a 16-year-old going up to fucking signings during Warped Tour and meeting these like underground pop punk bands and saying, you fucking inspired me and this song is my favorite thing ever. Like I did that.
Yeah.
So having these kids come up to me at MAGfest, it was like,
whoa,
this is coming full circle as fuck right now.
Yeah, I mean, anyway. I hope even that's inspiring the people listening. Where like, like that could be you. You know, this.
Yeah.
You too could be a piece of shit for a living for the low price of your soul.
Yeah, you could be Jonathan Young for a living.
Soul away to Disney, and you can be like me, kids.
Yeah,
TM.
MAGfest is just fucking.
It's really cool.
Conventions in general are really rad for that reason.
I'm pumped to like go to like the 30 that we have planned to go.
So what do we have planned? We're going to GDC, PAX East.
Okay, GDC, PAX East. I'm gonna try to go to SGC, which is in Texas in July.
Hey,
bands.
Metalcore memes.
We were talking about going to Con Bravo, and we have a bunch of friends at MAGfest that want us to go to Con Bravo. That's in Canada. Too Many Games is I guess a possibility.
It's in June.
Not sure about that one.
Close to my birthday, and not sure about it.
We've all talked about going to a GDQ.
Yeah, so cool.
That would be really rad.
We wouldn't do anything.
Also, we would just sit there and probably like get drunk and be like, this is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I had more time, I would love to just go to a GDQ and just watch speedruns all day.
What else?
TwitchCon's in San Diego.
Oh, fuck TwitchCon. I mean, Comic-Con's coming up soon. I don't think we're going to go to that, but like that's...
It's here.
It's here.
Yeah.
if we can get in. Yeah.
Right.
I don't know.
And then...
tickets sell out. So
maybe we can do a panel or something if they let us.
That'd be cool.
I don't know if...
We have nothing to do with comics.
Yeah. Well, I don't think Comic-Con...
I know, half of Comic-Con has nothing to do with comics.
YouTube. Let us in.
Yeah.
Right.
Good evening.
And then PAX Prime.
Are you doing PAX Prime?
I'm doing PAX Prime.
Where the fuck is PAX Prime?
Seattle.
Oh shit, I should do that.
You should do that.
Okay. I guess I'm doing that one now too.
Yeah, other than that, I mean, that's pretty much all of them I do.
There's a lot though.
That is a lot of cons.
There's also like a bunch of like smaller cons nearby that like we'll probably just like hear about and like maybe pop into.
Yeah. Other than that, I mean, like I know a lot of people like constantly ask me if I'm ever going to like cons in like I don't know, Mexico or like Chile or some shit, and like I'd love to, but like
welcome to Mexico Con.
I'm going to Chili Con.
I'm sure that well, especially there's a lot of cons in
Hope
like
they serve chili
in like Europe and stuff. Really, Rich?
What?
Really?
What?
I don't know. Like I think there's some cons in like Germany and the UK and stuff that I'd love to check out. But
Yeah.
But anyways, I mean, like I'm sorry. Like now that we're here, I always thought that, like I thought we were gonna like come back to BoyFlop and like have all these MAGfest stories, but like.
I mean, we have them.
Shit happened.
We
it
have
was a
them,
blur.
but some of it.
Yeah,
Maybe
we need
is
another
like,
week to kind of recollect all the memories because we just got back.
I mean, I don't know. Like, some of it is either just arbitrary, like, hey, we met a bunch of other internet people, and some of it is
and
like,
got drunk.
Right. Some of it is like, hey, I don't want to talk about what happened after I was 4 drinks in.
Yeah.
And part of it is like,
It involves puke and stairs.
Funny, I played.
I did not puke.
we did a fucking like there was like this after party and we did a jam on Megalovania.
I heard about that.
Did you hear about the Megalovania jam?
I was
didn't
upset.
hear-
Rich was
Actually, Rachel messaged me earlier. She's uploading that
yeah,
right now.
I just got the message that she
Oh,
did.
no.
Just,
God.
Well, I guess I'll hear about that soon.
I
then.
was really drunk, so I don't remember.
You were playing some fun notes.
Yeah, no, I remember.
You were. What were you playing? Were you on bass or
I was
something?
on bass for that.
Yeah, you were playing some fun notes.
Yeah.
Like the root note, and I was like, "That's not right, Jules."
Yeah, pretty much.
Good.
I don't know. It was fun,
I mean, that's
Yeah.
jamming though. Like,
and that's just cons.
yeah, I don't know. Anyways, John, what are you working on? Besides getting better.
I am getting better. As soon as I am able to sing again while at home for the first time in a month, I will be working on the same things I said I was going to work on the last BoyFlop, which is more anime openings, more Disney covers, and various other things. Specifically working on Death Note openings right now. As well as a couple of pop covers, and slowly slipping into the next Disney album. Broadway, maybe a comedy metal album. Those are all arbitrary things that I have not started yet because I've been sick or busy. So, same as always. Same thing we always do, Pinky, or whatever the fuck that line is. Rich, what are you working on?
Oh, you're referencing Pinky in the Brain.
I think so.
I was like, who the fuck are you? Who's
I don't
Pinky?
remember.
Anyway,
Only
so-
90s kids will
Kids.
I do. Yeah, only 90 kids will remember this.
Yeah.
I do have like a little bit of a story that ties into MAGfest to kind of lead into what I'm doing. I'm working on a cover right now. I think it's a GoldenEye cover,
Cool.
which I've never done. I've never done a Grant Kirkhope thing, and it is a
Yay.
Kirkhope thing, so that'll be fun. But the story is that like, I mean, you hear about like people being completely sleep deprived from like cons, especially MAGfest, which is once again a 24-hour con. And yesterday, like my flight home from Washington was at like 5 a.m. And I ended up in San Diego at like 10:30 a.m. And that was like time traveling. Like I hardly remember my like getting off the airplane and getting onto another at the fucking North Carolina airport. It was a fucking mess. And then I didn't sleep when I got home because I was like working on another project, and that I can't go into detail yet. So sorry to blue ball you there. But it is
Secret boy.
I'm a secret boy. It's with a person that I've worked with in the past, and it's really cool. And then that might actually lead to some other stuff. I'm not quite sure yet. So I don't know. There's not going to be a cover this week just because the shit and things. At least I don't think anyway. But keep an eye out next week for that cover, and then possibly news about this thing that I just did in like a day, which was really cool. I don't know. I heard the finished product today, and it sounds really rad. It's for a game coming out. I can say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jules, what are you doing?
I just tallied up the votes for the third top 10 medley that's going up on my channel.
Which one is that?
This is top 10 level 1 themes.
Oh, fuck. I didn't vote.
You didn't vote?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I voted for Shovel Knight.
Yeah, I'm really excited for the lineup. There's one tiebreaker I have to make, which is going to be cool because the 10th 10th place was 3 different ones, so it's pretty much I'm gonna have people vote for which order those happen.
How many people voted for Megalovania, even though it has nothing to do with it?
2, one of which the person spelled Undertale with tail as Tail. So I literally just replied, Google search Undertale like that. Tell me what comes
I was
up.
gonna say that's bad.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, that's
You don't need to go
porn.
into detail.
That's it. It's
Detail with AIL.
Right.
Yeah.
Shut up. But other than that, ow.
Assault.
Oh.
Did you just throw crumbs at him?
No, I threw an eraser at him.
Oh, shit. What else was I working on? There was other things that I was planning on talking about. But
You played a new thing at MAGfest.
did I play a new thing?
You did.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, cool.
But
Are you not gonna?
not yet.
Are you gonna? Announce
I'm hoping
that,
to announce whatever the hell that was
Are you
eventually. I
gonna
can't remember
announce
about
that other thing that you were gonna announce at MAGfest that you did announce?
it. No.
Okay.
I mean, you should, yeah.
I want you to announce
The
that.
more time goes by, is just like the more the reason why I'm putting it off, because like
Right.
I got back and immediately I'm gonna be on I'm doing an interview kind of show thing with my buddy Dan Giesling on Wednesday, which is probably the day that this comes out at 7 p.m.
Is that the guy that has like 50,000 Twitter followers?
He was one of the winners of Big Brother, the TV show.
I think you told me about
Yeah,
that.
he's rad. He's really, really cool. Dan Giesling, Boy Plug, blah, 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 whatever. It's just like so many little fucking things. Like there's an intro theme that I have to do.
Yeah,
I have to get back into guitar lessons and streaming, like all these things. It's just like, man, like it's a really big project. It's really fucking big. These 2 guys will tell you like everything that I'm doing on it is absolutely just like taking up a lifetime.
Sucks.
I just can't wait for you to jump into that because everyone is going to be so happy.
Bad.
Well, it's
Dude. Yeah. No, I feel
Bad.
like this year for me is basically being like, fuck the smaller projects that aren't whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just going to focus on this.
I keep telling myself that I'm just gonna like bang out like all those small projects and literally just lock myself in the room and just finish it. But anyways, that's it. I mean, this next week you'll probably see me streaming. You'll probably see me streaming. So I mean,
Being a nerd.
that's it. I mean, as far as MAGfest though, I mean, I think the panel will be uploaded soon. Can we say Gamelark might upload it?
Yeah,
Is that-
Gamelark, it sounds like he has his own version, and
Yes.
then Super MC Gamer, I think, will be uploading a version to his channel as
I
well.
would love to upload a version to my second channel
Yeah.
if I can get my hands on a video.
I think Super MC Gamer was actually going to send me the copy, so you could probably do that. I might try to like send it to one of the guys at MAGfest. Say like, hey, I know this is a panels 2 thing, but we got really good recording of it. Do you want to put it on the MAGfest channel? Yeah. And they'll probably say no, but it's worth a try. And then my set will be probably on the MAGfest channel. It's bad, but I'll probably if whatever they had wasn't that great or whatever, I'll probably upload. I'll at least upload like one song I played or something on my channel. So look out for that. That's it. That's all I think. That's BoyFlop.
Bad.
The BoyFlop is bad. BoyFlop is bad.
Go to bed.
Go to bed.
I'm gonna fucking go to bed.
Go to bed.
guys.
Listen right now. If you're listening to BoyFlop, go to bed.
Go to bed.